You can't tell us what to do. You're just Mom's husband, not our actual parent. Sarah, my 16-year-old stepdaughter, stood defiantly in the living room, her siblings Jack, 15, and Lily, 13, flanking her with matching expressions of teenage rebellion, the source of their outrage. I'd confiscated their gaming consoles after discovering they'd been skipping online classes while their mother worked 12-hour hospital shifts. 4 years. I'd been in their lives for 4 years, making breakfast before dawn, helping with homework, attending every school event, and being the constant presence while their mom saved lives and their dad managed his business 3 states away. Yet here we were, having this conversation. You're right, I said calmly, placing the consoles on the shelf. I'm not your biological parent. So you can't punish us, Jack added quickly. Only Mom and Dad get to make rules. I studied these kids I'd grown to love as my own. Sarah, brilliant but weighed down by junior year. Jack, gifted in sports but always battling time management. Lily, creative and sensitive, watching her older siblings lead. Okay, I replied, my decision crystallizing. Let's honor that preference. Their triumphant grins proved they hadn't thought this through, but they were about to learn a valuable lesson about family dynamics and support systems. That evening, when my wife Anna returned from her surgical rotation, I explained the situation in our home office. They said, "What?" She sank into her chair, exhaustion evident in every movement. "Tom, they're just testing boundaries." I know, but they need to understand what it means to reject help from someone who cares about them. I met her worried gaze. I'm going to step back, completely. What exactly does that mean? No more morning routines, no homework help, no driving to activities, no cooking their meals. If they only want parental support from you and Michael, that's what they'll get. Anna ran her hands through her hair. I'm in surgery 3 days a week. Michael's in Boston. They can't. We can't. Exactly. But sometimes kids need to learn through experience. The next morning marked the beginning. Instead of my usual routine, making breakfast, packing lunches, ensuring everyone had their materials for the day, I made coffee only for myself and Anna. "Where's breakfast?" Lily asked, wandering into the kitchen. Since I'm not a real parent, I wouldn't want to overstep by providing meals, I replied pleasantly. I'm sure your mom can help before her surgery, or you can call your dad for advice. The kids exchanged uncertain glances. For 4 years, they'd relied on my morning organization to get their days started. Now they scrambled to make basic toast and find lunch supplies. The car's not warmed up, Jack noted as departure time approached. You'll need to arrange transportation with your biological parents, I reminded them. I wouldn't want to assume unauthorized parental duties. They ended up walking the mile to school in March drizzle. By dinner time, my phone buzzed with texts from their father, Michael. I called him directly. Despite initial tensions, we developed a solid co-parenting relationship. The kids say you've stopped helping them, he began. They made it clear they only want parental authority from biological parents, I explained. I'm respecting their wishes. A long pause. They were skipping classes. Yes, and when I tried to address it, they reminded me I'm not their real parent. So you're stepping back completely. No more daily support. No more being the default parent while you and Anna manage your careers. He sighed heavily. They have no idea what they've done, do they? They're about to find out. The first week was chaos. Anna had to reschedule surgeries to handle mornings. Michael scrambled to find remote solutions for homework help. The kids discovered that managing schedules, meals, and academics was far harder than they'd imagined. I remained friendly but distant. When Sarah struggled with calculus, I reminded her that parental help should come from biological parents. When Jack needed equipment for soccer practice, I wished him luck coordinating with his mom or dad. The breaking point came during a particularly challenging week. Anna was handling a complex surgical case, Michael was tied up with business emergencies, and the kids were drowning in deadlines. I found Sarah crying at the kitchen table late one evening. "I can't understand any of this," she sobbed over her physics homework. "Mom's in surgery, Dad doesn't know physics, and, I prompted gently. "And you're the only one who explains things in a way that makes sense." She looked up, tears streaming. "But we said you're not our real parent." I sat across from her. "You did. And that hurt, Sarah. Not because you stated a biological fact, but because for 4 years I've tried to be there for you in every way that matters." "We were just mad about the gaming," Lily whispered from the doorway, Jack hovering behind her. "I know. But you need to understand something. Being a parent, step or biological, isn't just about rules and discipline. It's about showing up, every day, in all the little ways that help you grow and succeed." "We really messed up," Jack admitted. "Maybe, but more importantly, you learned something valuable about family. That it's not just about blood." Sarah ventured. "Exactly. I pulled out my old physics textbook, kept specifically for helping with Sarah's advanced science courses. Now, want to tackle that homework together?" Later that night, Anna found me grading papers in the office. "The kids seem different," she observed. "Amazing what a little natural consequence can teach." They asked me if he'd start making breakfast again. I smiled. Did they learn anything from this? Besides that their stepdad is surprisingly strategic when teaching life lessons. She laughed. I think they finally understand that love and support come in many forms, and that rejecting someone's parental role means losing all the ways that person helps you succeed. The next morning, I came downstairs to find all 3 kids attempting to make breakfast. We thought, maybe we could all cook together, Lily suggested hesitantly. "Including non-biological parents?" I asked. "Especially them," Sarah said softly. "The ones who choose to be there for us, even when we're being absolutely awful." I looked at these 3 teenagers, stubborn, learning, growing, and felt nothing but love for the family we built together. "How about we make breakfast as a family?" I suggested, since that's what real families do, biological or not. Their collective smile was answer enough. Sometimes the hardest lessons lead to the strongest bonds, and sometimes it takes losing something to understand its true value. As we cooked together, I thought about how families are built not through DNA, but through daily choices to show up, care, and persist, even when teenagers make you question every life decision that led to parenting. But those choices, those persistent acts of love, they're what make a parent real, regardless of biology. The following weeks brought subtle but profound changes to our household dynamics. The kids began showing a new awareness of what family really means, and more importantly, how their actions impacted everyone around them. One evening, while helping Jack with his college application essays, I overheard Sarah on the phone with their father. "Dad, I know it's your weekend, but is it okay if I stay here? Tom's helping me prep for the science competition, and he's really good at explaining the advanced concepts." There was a pause. "Thanks for understanding." What struck me most wasn't the request itself, but the natural way she acknowledged my role in her academic success, without hesitation or doubt. Even Lily, the youngest and usually the quietest, was showing changes in her own way. She'd started leaving little thank you notes on my desk for things I'd always done, but they'd taken for granted, making their favorite meals, remembering their friends' allergies during sleepovers, keeping track of their varied schedules. Anna noticed the shift too. "You know what Lily told her counselor yesterday?" she said one evening. "That she feels safe knowing there's always someone home who understands her, even when I'm stuck in surgery and Michael's out of state." The real test came during spring break. Michael had planned to take them to his beach house, but a business emergency forced him to cancel at the last minute. The kids were devastated. "Mom's got that medical conference," Jack said glumly at breakfast. "Guess we're stuck here doing nothing." I looked up from my coffee. "Or we could do that camping trip to the national park you all said it was too boring last year." Their faces lit up, then quickly turned uncertain. "Would you still want to do that with us?" Lily asked softly, after how we acted. "Family doesn't keep score," I replied. "We learn and grow together." 3 days later, we were setting up camp in Yellowstone. I taught them how to pitch tents properly, build safe campfires, and identify constellations. But more importantly, we talked, really talked, during those long evenings away from screens and distractions. "You know what I realized?" Sarah said on our second night, watching the campfire. "When we said you weren't our real parent, we were kind of saying we weren't a real family." "And how do you feel about that now?" I asked. "Like we were idiots," Jack interjected. "Because you've been more present then." He trailed off, not wanting to criticize their biological father. "Different parents can contribute different things," I said carefully. "Your dad loves you very much. So does your mom. And so do I. It's not a competition." "But you choose to be here," Lily observed. "Like, you could have walked away when we were being awful." "That's not how love works, kiddo." The conversation drifted to lighter topics, but I could see them processing this new understanding of family bonds. During our last night camping, we lay on blankets stargazing when Sarah suddenly sat up. "I need to tell you something." "What's up?" "At school, when people ask about family, I've started just saying I have 3 parents. Not 2 parents and a stepdad. Is that okay?" I felt my throat tighten. That's more than okay. Back home, Anna was waiting with news. Michael called. He wants to discuss adjusting the visitation schedule to better accommodate everyone's activities and support systems. We met with Michael at a local restaurant that weekend. The kids listened intently as we adults discussed more flexible arrangements based on their needs rather than rigid custody rules. "Tom's physics help is crucial for my college prep," Sarah pointed out. "And he's been helping me with soccer recruitment," Jack added. Michael looked at me thoughtfully. "Seems like you've become pretty essential to their success." "They're great kids," I said simply. All they needed was time to understand that family can take many forms. That evening, helping Sarah with her physics homework while Jack practiced soccer drills and Lily worked on her art project nearby, Anna wrapped her arms around me from behind. "The school counselor mentioned something interesting," she said. "Apparently, all 3 kids now list you as their emergency contact right after me. They trust you'll always show up. We've come a long way from 'you're not our real parent,'" I observed, watching our family's everyday moments unfold. Speaking of that, Lily piped up from her art corner. "I've been thinking. Can we stop using the word step altogether? It feels unnecessary now." "What would you prefer?" I asked. "Just Dad, if that's okay." She looked uncertain. "I mean, we have Dad, Michael, and, well, just Dad. You." Sarah and Jack both nodded in agreement. "More than okay," I managed, my voice rough with emotion. Looking at these 3 kids, my kids, in all the ways that truly mattered, I realized that their temporary rejection had led to a deeper acceptance. Sometimes you have to lose something to understand its true value, and sometimes the hardest lessons create the strongest foundations for growth. "Hey, Dad," Jack called from the backyard. "Can you check my form on these new drills?" "Be right there, bud." As I headed outside, Sarah called after me, "Don't forget we're reviewing quantum mechanics tomorrow." "Wouldn't miss it," I replied, knowing that every moment, the challenging and the joyful, was another thread in the tapestry of our chosen family. And that, perhaps, was the most real thing of all. Summer arrived with an unexpected challenge. Michael's company was opening a new office in California, and he'd been offered a leadership position that would require relocating permanently. The news came during our monthly family dinner, where all three parents typically coordinated schedules and discussed the kids' needs. "It's a big opportunity," Michael explained, watching the kids' reactions carefully. "But I want to discuss it with everyone first." The silence that followed was heavy with implication. Sarah, Jack, and Lily exchanged glances before instinctively shifting closer to my end of the table, a subtle movement that spoke volumes about how our family dynamics had evolved. "When would you need to move?" Sarah finally asked, her voice small. "The position starts in September." "But that's right when soccer recruitment begins," Jack protested. "Dad's been helping me prepare for college scouts." I noticed he referred to me as Dad without specification, even with Michael present. Michael noticed too, but his expression showed understanding rather than hurt. "And my science fair project," Sarah added. "Dad, Tom, has been crucial in helping me develop my research." Lily, ever the peacemaker, looked between her biological father and me. "Maybe we could split time, like summers in California." Later that night, I found all three kids in the home office, looking through old family photos. "Can we talk?" Sarah asked. "Always." "If we choose to stay here, does that make us terrible children?" The question carried echoes of their earlier struggles with accepting non-biological family bonds. "Having preferences about where you live doesn't diminish your love for any of your parents," I replied carefully. "But Dad looked so sad," Lily whispered. "Because he loves you. Loving someone means wanting what's best for them, even when it's difficult." The conversation with Michael the next day was challenging but necessary. The kids had decided to stay in their current school district, but proposed spending holidays and entire summers in California. "I understand," Michael said, his voice rough with emotion. "They have roots here, school, friends, activities." He paused, looking at me directly. "And a father who's helped them thrive." "They'll always need you, Michael." "I know. But they need you too. Different kinds of love, different kinds of support. That's what you taught them, isn't it?" The transition wasn't easy. The first time the kids flew to California alone, our house felt eerily quiet. But technology helped. Daily video calls, shared online calendars, and group chats kept everyone connected. During their first extended stay in California, I received separate messages from each of them. "Sarah, Dad's new place is nice. His girlfriend knows about my science projects, said you've been an amazing mentor. She's right." "Jack, missing our training sessions. Trying to teach Dad the drills you showed me. He's actually pretty good." "Lily, drew something for you. It's a family tree, but instead of branches, it's a web. Because family connections don't have to be linear." When they returned home, there was a new confidence about them. A security in knowing they could maintain multiple family bonds across distances. During our welcome home dinner, Sarah made an announcement. "I've decided on my college essay topic. It's about how family isn't defined by DNA, but by daily choices." "That's so cheesy," Jack teased, but he was smiling. "But yeah, I get it. Like how Dad here chose to keep showing up even when we were complete jerks about the whole real parent thing." Lily, who'd been quiet, suddenly spoke up. "I told my art teacher about our family. She said it's beautiful how we've created our own definition of what makes a family real." Anna squeezed my hand under the table. "You know what the kids' therapist told me? She said they're unusually well-adjusted for teenagers dealing with complex family dynamics. Because we learned the hard way that pushing away love doesn't make your family smaller. It just makes your world smaller," Sarah reflected. Looking around our dinner table, I thought about how far we'd come. From those tense days of rejection to this moment of deep understanding, our journey had transformed not just our relationships, but our understanding of what family truly means. "Hey, Dad," Lily asked, using the title that now felt completely natural. Can you help me with my art portfolio tomorrow? I want to submit it for that summer program. Of course. And don't forget my physics review, Sarah added. Or my training session, Jack chimed in. I laughed. Wouldn't miss any of it. Because that's what real parents do. They show up, day after day, choice after choice, building a foundation of love that transcends biology. Later that night, after the kids had gone to bed, Anna found me in the office, looking at Lily's family web drawing. You know what Sarah told her counselor? She asked. That she finally understands why you didn't give up on them during their fake parent rebellion. She said real love stays even when it's rejected. Smart kid. Smart kids, Anna corrected, who learn from a smart parent. I smiled, thinking of our journey. Sometimes, the hardest moments lead to the most profound understanding. Our family had learned that love isn't about biology. It's about choice, commitment, and the courage to keep showing up, even when teenagers make you question every life decision that led to parenting. But those choices, those persistent acts of love, they're what make a family real. As senior year approached for Sarah and junior year for Jack, our blended family faced a new challenge. College decisions loomed, bringing complex emotions about distance, change, and family bonds. Sarah had been accepted to several prestigious universities, including one in California near Michael. The decision weighed heavily on her, and one evening I found her in the office, surrounded by acceptance letters. Dad? She rarely hesitated with that word anymore. Can we talk? Always. If I choose MIT instead of Stanford, even though Stanford would mean being closer to Dad, Michael. She trailed off, conflict evident in her voice. Your college choice should be based on what's best for your future, I said carefully, not on managing family dynamics. But MIT is across the country from everyone. And we'll all still be your family, no matter the distance. I picked up her MIT acceptance letter. This program is perfect for your interests in quantum physics. She smiled slightly. Which you helped me discover. Just provided the guidance. The brilliance was all yours. Meanwhile, Jack was struggling with his own decisions. Several soccer scouts had shown interest, including one from Michael's alma mater. Dad would be so proud if I went there, he confided during one of our training sessions. But their physics program isn't great, and I kind of want to follow Sarah into science too. Since when? I asked, surprised. Since you showed me how physics applies to soccer trajectories. It's like science is everywhere once you start looking. Lily, not wanting to be left out of the family transitions, had her own announcement at dinner one night. I want to start an art project, she declared, about modern families, because traditional family trees don't work for families like ours. What do you mean? Anna asked. Well, we have Dad, Michael in California, you and Dad here, and it's not like a tree branch splitting. It's more like a network growing stronger with each connection. The wisdom from our youngest left us momentarily speechless. During the kids' spring break visit to California, Michael called me unexpectedly. Sarah showed me her MIT acceptance, he said. She's worried about choosing between coasts. I told her to focus on the program, not the geography. You know, that's exactly why she needs both of us, Michael replied. You push her toward her dreams, while I'm still learning to let go. When the kids returned, decisions had been made. Sarah chose MIT. Jack decided to pursue both soccer and physics at a strong academic school, and Lily continued developing her artistic voice through family portraits. During a quiet moment after all the decision chaos, Sarah found me in the office. Remember when we said you weren't our real parent? She asked. Hard to forget. We were so wrong. A real parent is someone who helps you become who you're meant to be, even if that means watching you fly across the country to chase your dreams. Or helping you understand that family love doesn't decrease with distance, I added. Exactly. She hugged me tightly. Thanks for not giving up on us, Dad. Looking at the college acceptance letters spread across my desk, I thought about how far we all come. From rejection to acceptance, from resistance to understanding, from fake parent to just dad. That evening, as our family sat together for dinner, Anna home from surgery, all three kids arguing good-naturedly about who got the last piece of garlic bread, I realized that sometimes the most real things in life are the ones we choose. We've chosen each other, chosen to work through the hard times, chosen to build something stronger than biology. And that choice made all the difference.